All right, let's see if we're alive. Yep, we're live. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day, good night, good Saturday. I'm here with my homie JaVinci, and we're gonna be talking about like
Oh,
college and stuff like that. I have the stream paused. I forgot I have to keep this window open. We're gonna be talking about college. When is it good for you? The good parts of it, the bad parts of it, and if anybody wants to hop in the conversation, use the link in the description. Yeah, hop in the Discord. Come talk to us. Come talk to the boys. We just chatting and shit. Go check out JaVinci's YouTube channel also. He should be uploading.
we gotta talk about that though.
We'll talk
Uh,
about it on stream, bro.
no, not on stream.
Oh,
Some
just
other
off stream.
time.
I bet.
Stay focused on the stream goals.
All right, stream goals. We're gonna be talking about like just dead ass the good parts of college, the bad parts of college, like if you should make the investment and stuff like that. So, do you have anything to say?
Not to start.
Oh, all right. Well,
I'm just
um,
chilling.
you just chilling.
Trying to crunch some numbers real quick.
What, like degrees and shit?
Yeah,
All right.
like
Well, we'll start off
math.
on that point. Huh. So, should you go to college? Should you want to start with the goods or the bads? All right. Well,
Did I break my shit? No, I didn't.
no, you didn't. I was gonna say, do you think we should start off with the good parts or the bad parts?
I'm trying to figure out math. I mean, where do you want to start with this? Because
I guess we'll start off with the good parts. Uh,
or like, am I starting this or
no,
what's
I'm
your
trying.
goal? Are you trying to talk about like,
Like,
am I going to be selling college to people, or
no, I'm just
are
trying
you
to
talking
think.
about like,
No, I'm just talking with you, like mostly if like college is for like the average person. My last conversation I had with you over the phone kind of changed a few things for me. You kind of hit me with some knowledge. I was kind of doing my own research, and I think I came to my own conclusion, but I don't know. And then
okay,
there's like
well,
probably a bunch of other. There's always like dudes like sending messages being like, I want to go to college, but I don't know like degree I want to choose. Or you're a good example. You said like you chose a degree. You're in like chemical engineering.
was
Oh, you switched it.
yeah,
Yeah, see, that's what I was
but
saying.
not
Like you were planning on switching it, and then you did.
not officially yet, but um, I guess so. We can start. I'll start with my background. If there's actually anybody tuning in yet, but
Uh, Not yet.
Um,
I'll
I don't
drop a
care.
lot.
Don't tell me the viewers. That'll make me actually care. We're just fucking talking. I am in my second year of college. I um go to a big school, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't need to say much more than that. And I was chemical engineering for my first 3 semesters. I did good in it. The performance isn't really the problem for me like it is for some people because I've always been pretty good
Like
at
keeping
like
up with
putting in the
grades.
work and just delivering on like anything I'm actually asked to do.
Okay.
So I'm chilling with like a 3.7, but realizing that the only reason I'm doing chemical engineering is one, like I took engineering classes in high school and I thought because I was good at it, like I had to go into that kind of.
Yeah.
And I've been learning that I'm not actually like interested in that, and the only motivation to keep going is pressure of like, oh shit, you're not allowed to fail,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, I think that's the right mindset. Like, why would you let yourself like come up short?
Would you say you pursued chemical engineering because of academic success, and you thought that would lead to like your future happiness and success?
Well, and I did it really because of that, and then that's like a positive feedback loop. You're good at something, you put more time into it, but then there's no really like underlying interest or stuff, and
Yeah.
I
You
guess
didn't really have
when
a
people
passion for it.
I wouldn't follow it on my own time. I wouldn't want to put in extra work outside of the class other than like what I had to or I wouldn't watch it with my own time, talk about it with my
You
friends,
were just trying to get the A, and then after it was done, it was done, or the B.
pretty much. And I mean, with engineering, like it's hard, and I've found that out. Like it's hard, and you'll learn some stuff depending on what it is. But like if you do good and get good grades, like you are going to get a job that pays well or extremely well to start out. And
Yeah, getting a
I
job to
mean,
start out with. That was one of the
I
points you
don't,
hit me with that kind of changed my mind. But keep going.
and I don't know, like, I mean, the thing that really switched it up for me is that a lot of the STEM classes I've been taking, I'm really not learning as much as I thought. And because it's on a curve, meaning like not just everybody who like normally it's if you get a 90% that's an A and 80% that's a B.
Yeah,
But when people start taking more difficult classes and like tests start being harder and stuff, it's normally like the average is maybe like a 60 or 70%.
and
And
they like
like
round it up, huh?
and then yeah,
I
so
think that's how my AP biology
I
class
I've been
was.
finding that the average is around an 80%, and when professors aren't really satisfied with where their grades are, they'll just throw random shit in to bring them up, which
Professors go
is
hard, man.
really counterproductive or counterintuitive for me. And I think like your grade should be determined by like how well you're doing in a class.
You don't think they're just
And
passing you because you paid for it, though?
I mean they are, and they're not about a fucking well I think most they're not going to fail most students.
If
And
you
the
show
only
that you're putting in
time
effort, like they're not gonna
if
fail you.
if you show you're putting in effort and that you're actually learning something, they're not going to fail you most of the time. Like you have to be really bad to fail in college or
Okay,
not
yeah,
try. Most of the time it's the not trying, but if you put in a good amount of effort and care about the class, like you're mostly going to get B's, if not more.
yeah.
And I'm feeling like even though I'm bringing in A's in classes, I'm not learning stuff and I can't regurgitate it to you like 2 months afterwards. Sorry, but
It's all good.
I'm not in chemical engineering. Like they're teaching me some advanced stuff that I don't give a shit about, and I'm not like interested in what it can do in like professional applications.
Well, why'd
And
you
then
quit? I mean, like not
what I
quit, but like
quit,
why'd you switch?
like, do you mean why'd I choose what I switched to, or
Yeah, I
because
mean, like
like
why
this
did
is
you
the
like
reason I
make?
switched. Like I was not learning as much as I hoped to,
Yeah,
and I was not interested in it, and it also felt like because of those two things, I wasn't really getting a worthwhile use of the amount of time I was putting in because I would probably say I do like 60 hours a week of studying and like schoolwork of
that's
related shit.
that's a lot of time, bro.
I mean, yeah, but you got what is it fucking quick maths real quick, 24
Quick
times
maths.
7. You got 168 hours in the week. Dang.
168.
See, sleeping 8,
Man,
so
we
you got
spent a third of that
112
sleeping,
hours. You got 112 hours of time
and then you spend
awake.
half of that shit at work. More than
And
half of
then,
that
yeah,
working.
I spent half of that working, which I mean, makes sense. And I think that that's probably pretty close to a good balance.
But actually, that's
And
a you think like that's a good trade of your time though? Like you sleep, like you said, 168 hours.
oh, 168 hours is like total.
in your total week.
Yeah, because that's just 24 hours times 7.
And then of that, you
And
spend like 56 of that sleeping if you're sleeping
yep.
exactly 8 hours a night. Uh, and then you're spending like another 56 working of that. So,
hmm Yeah, like a third working, a third sleeping, a
and that's like
third
a happy life for you.
whatever. Um, yeah, I like to do more than 40 hours of work. Got the chapstick, by the
Hey,
way.
got the chapstick
Not
out.
sponsored by my boy. I, I
Not so
don't
I
I
don't.
don't know if you
I'll be able to do
you haven't even
sponsors
talked about
soon.
that yet.
Uh, well, I could tell everybody, guys. I started a product, and I have the first sample right here. So, I will say that, but my bad for cutting you off.
Little spoilers.
No spoilers.
But I think working like the 40-hour work week or whatever is dumb and not for the reasons that most people think it's dumb.
Well, why do you think it's dumb? Like,
Because
what's your end goal?
most people think it's dumb is what it sounds like is because they don't want to be spending or like 8 hours a day working
Yeah, for 5 days a week,
for 5 days a week, and that means and like having 2 days off.
Yeah, it's like a
So
trade
like
of like 5 days,
that's
and then you
normally
get
how the
two
math
days
works:
off.
9 to 5, 5 days a week. That's 40 hours, and then you got your weekends off.
Yeah, you're trading 5 days
And
for 2 days off.
people who don't want to do that, I mean, you can call it like you want to be efficient, but I honestly call it, I think it's kind of lazy. And like, because like at the end of the day, if you're putting in 30 hours a week and someone else is putting in 50 or 60, like even if you're doing the same shit and you're being like efficient, like I know you like to read what is it, the 4 Hour Work Week or
Yeah, a bunch of business
deep
books.
deep work or some of these like it's
Actually,
more about like
actually, I
more
haven't read
about
Deep
the
Work yet.
I said that because I have it here. It's next on my
Yeah,
list.
yeah, it's on my list. I need to buy it.
And but people are saying like it's not about the amount of time you put in, it's about the quality time. And that is kind of true because like 30 hours of well purposeful time is better spent than 60 hours of bullshit. But if you're putting in 60 hours and you have 30 hours of purposeful time and then 30 hours to do like smaller busy work tasks or stuff, like you're still going to get a whole lot more done than this other person who like puts in 6 hours a day or no, fucking, yeah, I guess 6 hours a day. We're going to say it like
Yeah,
that.
6 hours
And
a day
you're
times five.
missing out on a lot of opportunity. And I think quality of work is important at first, but then you got to start in building up past that and
Well,
really
what's
like
quality
seeing
work? Just like going to your employer and just doing like your best job there. Is that
or
like quality
yeah,
work?
that and also getting focusing on the most important task, making sure your brain's fresh to do it. Like that's kind of the idea of like try to do the hard things at the start of the day so when you have brain power, you can actually do them.
I would.
And I mean, one, but I also think going back to my first point, I think spending specifically 8 hours a day is dumb,
Yeah,
and spending specifically 5 days a week is also dumb. Like one, if you, I see no weekends person or no reason why I can't work on weekends.
yeah. I don't see.
I mean,
I see
if I got
Sunday as
shit,
honestly my only day off now.
if I got shit coming up, like I can take a day off. But for me,
Oh,
normally it's
same.
like I do fucking school shit Monday to Friday. Then I like go out and be social Friday night and Saturday, and then Sunday's back to schoolwork. So I'm putting in like 6 days a week pretty much and a little bit on Saturday, which then on top of that really is like I think it's a much better use of time because even if I'm putting 8 hours a day like a normal person doing like 40 hours, like I'm still doing 48 hours, which is like 20% more. It's literally just an extra day of work. And if you're not doing anything, like
You might as well
what's
do
the
it.
point of that? So when I'm looking for a job, I'm trying to get something that's like or I have the opportunity to work more than 40 hours
Yeah,
because I think being like you have to work this, you're off, and then like or at least like the company culture is pretty much like you work your 40 and then you're out.
yeah.
That's not where I'm trying to be at.
I I heard you say that it was like lazy of people to like not want to work to like go to their company and work their 40 or 50 hours, right? Like if they don't
Well,
want to do
what the
anything.
fuck else are you gonna do with your time?
Well,
Because
I'd say it's not. I'd say what is lazy is just turning off your brain and then going to your employer and having them tell you what to do for like 40 to 50 hours. That would be my interjection there. I think it would be like a much harder task to find what to do with your like free time to try and build like I mean for me like I'm really on to like wanting to be an entrepreneur. It would be like a much harder use of your time and like a bigger challenge to find the free time build something that's separated from your time that generates income so then you don't have to work the 40 or 50 hours. But I do agree that there is like the other side, like the people who are all like, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to work 40 hours a week. I want to be an entrepreneur, but then they're going to sit there and be like, I'm trading crypto and they're like not really doing shit with their life, you know? I would say those people, yeah, they're lazy. They're like looking for a quick way out, but
And I mean, even like if you break it down to those people, like I mean, I haven't gotten into it yet. I'm gonna be doing like hella paper trading in the next semester, but like people who are trying to do like stocks and make it big time like that. Like if
yeah.
you put in 10 hours a week, you can probably make a living if you're really good. But then compared to the person who's putting in 40 or 50 hours a week trading, you're literally going to be fucking horrible. And because they have 4 times the amount of time like with the markets. So if they're working
For like
and
day trading,
they're
you're talking about, right?
or like yeah, like anything with that. And because long-term stock trading, you're not going to be able to make a living based off of holding your money in a long place because you need to pay for things
Yeah.
like monthly living expenses or whatever.
And then you only
So
have like
if
40
you're more
years for it
active
to
with
compound.
that, yeah, and then if you're more active with that, you're going to actually need the time to put in and like kind of putting in less than the amount of time that it's like available for you is limiting yourself. And it's for a business, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's a little harder because a lot of it's like spending time to think about strategy.
Yeah.
And they're the two parts of it. There's one is like finding out what you need to do and executing on that. And then like the second part of that is once you've actually put in the work and you're established, like that may only take 20 hours a week to actually do stuff, but then you still got like hella time. What are you gonna do? Or like are you gonna sit on your phone and like spend the other 20 hours, which is like
Like you're
someone
saying
else
like
is
once you unlock
working.
it,
What'd
like
you say?
like once you unlock the freedom of like getting that 20 hours.
Yeah, and then you just like choose not to spend it productively.
Well, that's not the point. Like a lot of people want to do like all types of awesome shit, you know. They want to go in nature, they want to go to the mountains and hike, they want to go see like the better things in life. That's constantly just what I think about. But like people are always like that's what you would do with your free time, and like once you build like a successful venture that like eventually gets you, you know, your money and unlocks your freedom, then you spend like the rest of your life actually trying to think, well, like there's now I have the freedom to do what I want. I could do a lot more in life than just focus on making
No,
money.
but
Like I could
even
make a product that like actually helps people or saves the world or like shit like that.
even if you're trying to do
I
that,
think your work
putting
becomes
in
more
twice
meaningful after.
putting in the twice amount of time up front means you can accomplish that in half the amount of time.
Yeah.
So like I mean, if you got the opportunity to and you can, why wouldn't you do that much? And like I mean, I it's like about like minimizing and maximizing how much time you're spending on certain things and how efficient you're being with your day.
Yeah.
And definitely doing something like in STEM like I was doing definitely requires a lot of pretty structured schedules.
Yes. Yeah.
And kind of doing that, I've
Is it
learned a
kind of
little
laid out
bit
for you, or
more.
did you have to make it yourself? Your like structured schedule.
Schedules are pretty much defined for you,
Okay, so it's like the
where
school
or at least
schedule.
from my
I thought you were
experience,
talking about
like
like a study schedule you like made up to like.
no, well, it's that on top of it where you have your classes from certain times, then teachers aren't good enough, so you got to go to office hours, and then you have homework on top of that. So you have to be like this hour, this hour, this hour, I'm doing this. And the more you write that out, the more you realize how like inefficient you are.
Hmm.
But that's kind of why I think you can spend more time because there's a lot of inefficiencies that people aren't aware of that if they put in the time, they could really just be spending more time working and more time relaxing.
Yeah,
Like death scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or something is like
that takes so much time out of your life,
that
guys.
that that wastes like hours of your time. I mean, I'm on break right now. I'm still working, but I don't got much going on, so I'm definitely wasting like hours doing that.
Download a book on your phone.
Which I mean,
I got
I
like
definitely
3 books in my
should, but
backpack.
like during the school year, I normally like uninstall it and I stay off that stuff, so
I
my
heard
time's
that.
definitely not being wasted as much. And if you're just working like 20 hours just so you can get off quicker and go to that, like that's other problems, and you gotta
Yeah, I
waste
think
your
that is other problems. You're right.
time. But it's going back to the school thing. It's not so much that, it's more I went and I didn't feel it was a good use of my time because I was putting in a lot of work and not learning much.
Do you
And I
feel
was
like it would have set
thinking,
you up for success though, at least if you like followed through
yeah, but because at the end of the day, it's not really the knowledge specifically, it's
the piece of
testing
paper?
your, it's the piece of paper that is more credible of your ability to work consistently hard, show up, and then learn stuff on a regular basis, which I could prove.
And to me,
But
that
I
definition
was
sounds like
thinking
an employee. You know?
that that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
And showing up to spend like 40 hours
at
or
college.
more, which like not learning stuff just to get a piece of paper that says like I'm good at stuff that I'm not interested in. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't really about that. So switching to business is more something that I'm interested in and takes less time and will be more applicable to things I actually want to do.
And I was doing some research. I saw that the business degree was like the least most regretted degree, like that was like ever given out compared to like liberal arts. It said like
Yeah.
73% of
I
people who
mean
get a liberal arts degree regretted
the
that,
a
but
couple yeah, the top ones are normally like STEM degrees and then business.
yeah, and then yeah, business was like a 17% regret rate. So
Mhm.
it's a pretty, I guess it's a pretty good degree class knowledge set to go get.
And also like speaking of that, like if I know I'm already gonna regret getting engineering, like why the fuck would I continue?
True that.
And I think that's a good point to now stop talking about like my experience in college and start talking to making points.
Hmm.
Because college is, I think the biggest part of it is opportunity. And for that, you kind of have to go to a big school.
To like a big
But
university.
yeah, yeah. Going to smaller schools, not so much because there's less people and just less things going on. But at a big university, there's definitely no limit to the amount of like clubs and different academic um like programs going on. So you can just try out anything you want to. And I think actually either my first or second video was on this where like just take some time in life and try anything you might be inclined to being interested in, and then
Just see
you
where it
really
takes
get to
you.
figure yourself out and learn a lot more about what you like to do, what you don't like to do, and what's worth your time.
Yeah, because a lot of people get
And
stuck in like a repetitive schedule or like lifestyle because it's
yeah,
comfortable.
and I think especially outside of college, that's really hard to do because the information isn't as readily available and there isn't as many opportunities to like do stuff where like if you, for example, if you want to get into fitness or anything or like different sports, say I guess weightlifting is one, you got to pay for a gym membership and you got to like do all that.
I
At
don't.
college, it's normally part of tuition, which I mean you do got to pay for it, but that's
Yeah,
like an extra, that's one less barrier of entry which you've already covered.
I don't
So
think
it's easier to
weightlifting's like
start
hard to
that.
find, but like sports is definitely like if I wanted to
Yeah,
go play
and
volleyball
then
right now, I
like
need to go hit up one of my
yeah.
college friends and go with
Hmm.
them.
Which that yeah, like I guess my experience in college with sports has been boxing, gymnastics, and volleyball. I thought I'd want to do boxing,
Oh,
so
there's
I showed up
boxing
to
in
a practice.
college.
Yeah, there's like club boxing,
Shit, I
club
might go
like
sign up.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Like you just show up and then I realized like I still like boxing. I'm a like maybe do some of this on my own time, but the practices are fucking intense and I'm not trying to spend that time on top of lifting. So I showed up to one or two and then decided it's not for me. Learned that, and then I can go on knowing that like that's not something I want to do. And if you wanted to get that same experience, you'd have to go and pay for a gym, and then you'd still probably wouldn't get as many people at
Like
that
pay for
gym as
like a
you would at
boxing
college.
gym.
Yeah, because I don't know about the space, but
Oh damn, I
normally
can't
when
look
I
it up right
see
now.
when I see with boxing gyms, it's normally like 10 people in a building doing stuff, whereas like a college club, it's probably like 30 to 50 people at a time.
Yeah, there's a lot more, but I would say for like gyms and stuff like that, a good like business technique that they use to like get you in the door, they'll just give you your first like 1 or 2 sessions, maybe your first week free. So that's kind of
No,
just a way around that. But
the free subscriptions are always that, but still,
like you
like,
said, there's only 10 people in there, and like they're all
there
sitting in there
there's
practicing their ass off, so you can't spar any of them without getting your
there's
ass
not much
whooped.
of a barrier to entry at college, and then still there's a lot of newbies at people who have never tried things. And
Yeah,
it's not even like sports, there's business things. I'm in a financial literacy club as well. There's things with language, there's things with like service, and then there's also a bunch of different social things
is
you
there
can
like a
figure out what
sales
you're
club, bro?
for what?
Is there like a sales club?
Probably. I haven't looked too
I'd
much
go
into
hop
the
in there, bro.
I haven't been around there, but there's just all these different opportunities, and those are kind of the more um like your personal opportunities, and like the amount of opportunities you can get here literally just sitting out. Like my school has something that's kind of like a first look fair for clubs where like new kids can come in and just talk to whatever. Like each club has a tent set up.
Yeah.
Different organizations like ROTC come there as well, and you can just literally just walk like one club. You're talking about playing like competitive paintball, and then literally the next table's like the professional jigsaw puzzles or something. Like
Hop up in the chess club. Hey, what happened, bro?
chess club or something, and then like you got the anime one as well, or like skydiving, and there's literally just like what are you what are you
Bro,
messing with?
my camera's fucking out of focus, bro.
You're turning your lights crazy.
Bro,
And
no.
there's just
Maybe I need
so
to turn
many
on the light.
opportunities that are really easy to get into. Is a big opportunity to explore and learn about yourself. And I definitely think one of the biggest things with college is going to it that I found more about like who I am, like what type of interests I have, how I like interact in social situations, that type of thing. And then
And that'd be one of the
going
reasons you'd recommend going, right?
yeah, it's really good for discovering yourself, and you can do that outside of college, but because of the amount of opportunities and different perspectives you're introduced to in a big college, like it just gets you thinking about so many different things that you wouldn't be able to do just by yourself. Then kind of going to more the professional route as well.
Like, will you ever
I
think
think
you'll
this is
find like a job you'll like though?
yeah.
Like what can you see yourself doing in the future? That was kind of like something I
uh
wrote down. Like that was like one of the reasons. If you can't think of like something that you like, like genuinely want to do, and it like doesn't require the college degree, I don't think college is for you. You know,
well, it
like if you sit there and
depends.
ponder for like 2 years, be like, when I'm fucking 50 or 60 years old, like 5 years out for retirement, what do I want to be doing?
Mhm. Well, if you first of all, like the big colleges have like just have like they have that many opportunities with different clubs that are there. Like there are also different companies that are they have good relationships with people. Like they normally just hire people right outside the school. So
Yeah, they always do like a
like
job hiring event or some
that's
shit.
like good opportunity to get to companies. But I mean for me, like I was always doing chemical engineering, not as a career I was interested in, but just so I could get money to do things I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that that's kind of like a bad motivation in the meantime. And I'd rather go into like finance, which is something I'm more interested in and investing and like advising with people and like that type of literacy stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be a much better path. And I've looked at it a little bit, and like all the careers that come out of finance seem pretty interesting in the meantime. And they seem a lot less like railroad into like a certain climbing the corporate ladder so far.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of climbing the corporate ladder, you know. Cuz like
And I
moving up in
mean,
a
for
company won't
me,
get your wealth
yeah,
separated from your
the
time.
big thing for me is even if I was being paid well, I didn't want to be just like a desk monkey who gets like handed work, being like, "Hey, do this," and then like hand it back to us, which is what it felt like a lot of more STEM things were. But
Like a
business
bigger
can be
corporation or
more.
like office jobs.
Yeah, or just engineering in general. It's normally like you get presented with problems and then solve them from
Well,
my.
what if you like moved up and became like the top guy, and you're all like, you just like you're the one handing out the papers, and you're like, get this shit done.
It still doesn't sound interesting to me,
I feel that.
but
Yeah, I'd feel like
yeah.
yeah, it'd just be you just sitting there in a job you hate for just like 40, 50 hours a week, just like, oh
Mhm.
fuck this shit, bro.
So the main thing for college is, I definitely think opportunity both for discovering yourself professionally and just in general with your interests and social life. And outside of college, that makes it really hard to. And that's kind of interesting because like you're paying a lot for college and the biggest benefit is not what you're actually paying for. It's all the stuff that comes like in between the lines of the education.
Partying.
I don't even party much. Partying's great. Like if you want to do that, I don't think it's good to spend too much time on it. But
It's good to go to a couple parties though in your
yeah,
life.
it's good to test what you like and what you're interested in. And
Got the
yeah,
doggo.
but also one other point I wanted to make is I just pulled this up.
Yeah,
This is the average income by education
that's something I
level.
wanted to talk about too. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
this is what I just looked up. The average high school graduate, or like anything like a GED, that same
Me,
level,
me right here, guys.
the average is $40,000 a year,
Sounds about right.
which if you divide out like
Oh
average
damn, see
work
the
week
dog.
of 40 hours a week and 50 weeks in a year, which you normally get like holidays and 3 or 4 weeks off.
Yeah, you get like 2 weeks
That comes
vacation.
out to $20 an hour, which I know my boy over here is making more than that and working more than 40 hours a week.
Just a little bit more than that. My
So
holiday
you're
pays have
you're
been
kind
revoked.
of you're the upper end of that statistic and
Yeah,
thinking about like, but then also,
I believe I just live in a very expensive city.
yeah, a bachelor's degree, like just with that, going to college for 4 years,
Yeah, for your
you
BA.
double that. So instead of 40,000 a year, it's 80,000 a year, and that means you're going to be making 40 an hour instead of 80.
Yeah, and that was one of the
So
reasons I thought that you should go to college because when we were on the phone and I was telling you I wanted that IT job, remember what you said to me? You're all like, "Well, if you like we were both applying just because you have a college degree or something, they would be like more likely just to pull you into that company where you're making that starting pay of like 65K a year, 70K a year versus like somebody with a high school degree. We got to tough it out at like labor jobs or some shit making 40K a
yeah.
year, or we could take upper management positions and then go on salary for
Mhm.
some bullshit
And then even of the math, which like student loans, I think the maximum amount I'm going to do the math for, which is like logical to be paying for college, is like I think people normally like I've heard like 250,000 total or something
for what?
for like maybe student loans or the cost of going to
Are,
college.
are you
It
are
is
you being
much
a
less for
doctor?
me. What it's much less for me, but just like a random estimate, like 250,000. If you plan on paying that off for 10 years, you're
Two hundred and
spending
fifty thousand,
25,000. But think about this. Like even if it's that high, like you're like, what the fuck?
bro. It's a house. I'd rather get into
That's a
real estate
house?
at that fucking
No,
point.
that's a house. That's a house. But even like if you are making $80,000 a year, if you take off 25,000 of that, because you don't have to pay taxes on like student loans and stuff. If you take off 25,000,
Or get a tax break for going into debt.
that's still fucking. I mean, because it's worth for for the government. Like for them, they want you to get more educated because it's better for you. You
Yeah,
become
they're
someone who makes more
citizens.
and pays more in taxes.
Yeah,
But
they want you to
even if
make
you're
good
at that
money.
amount, like you're still making more money than someone who's out of college. Like even if you are bound up by debt like that.
Damn, but you said 250K. Why? Why?
Actually, let me search up the statistic rather than
Yeah, no, that's kind of, that's a hugely inflated number itself, but
average
like
cost of
it's
college.
probably like 70K or some shit. I'd imagine. But
They say for in state, the average cost is pretty much 100,000, and then for out of state, it's like 170 to 200,000.
Can,
So,
can you look up what those numbers were like fucking just 10 years ago or something? What the hell? I don't even remember those numbers being high. I was literally in high school. They're all like telling me to fucking look up college and shit. Europe wasn't even that expensive. I was
oh
thinking
yeah,
about a
no,
college in Europe.
college prices have been increasing a lot
So
because
why is it that there are
inflation's kind
more
of
people
crazy.
graduating every year, but they want to charge you, like charge the people who are now getting their college degree more money for something that there is more of? That
Because
doesn't
they
that doesn't go with
can.
supply and demand, bro. That doesn't account
No,
with
it
business,
it
bro.
does because it's mutually beneficial if you think about it. Like more people are asking for it, and unfortunately, a lot of careers are requiring college degrees where they're not that useful. So, in order to be competitive and get into a job that makes more than $40,000
You have
on
to take
average,
over 100K in debt and then you not work for
you
four
have to,
years.
yeah, you have to do something like that, and take on a lot of debt in order to get there. And because like college degrees are kind of required for a lot of upper level jobs,
Yeah, like software development or something like that.
yeah, you have to do that. And because it's required, they can charge more. And then student loans, the government wants to help you get there because then you'll pay more taxes to them, which like they're going to be willing to give out more loans because it's beneficial in the long term for them as well.
Yeah, that makes sense in a way. Like, yeah, the government wants to make more money, so they're gonna be like, yeah, go to college. Here's some
So
tax
really,
breaks and
really,
all
it
that.
makes sense from all parties because for college, you're pretty much going to college pretty much doubles your like net income.
Yeah, I was looking at some
And
statistics. It
then
said that you'll make like 500, like more than 500,000 more than somebody with a high school diploma at like the age of 60, like at the age
I,
of
I I
65.
would believe that. And so you're making more money, the government's earning more in taxes off of you.
Yeah.
And because of those two things, schools can charge more. And if it's like loan money, it like doesn't really exist as an upfront cost. So trading that in the short term for um like a future is honestly pretty worth it for most people. Now,
Let me
if you
paint
had
a
to pay
picture.
that, if
Let me
if you had
paint a
to write a
picture where
check
it's not.
yourself, if you had to write a check for yourself, like doing that,
Yeah, I
it's
know
probably
there's like
not worth it.
obviously
And
like
then
scholarships and shit too.
yeah, and there's scholarships and people willing to just pay for you, um, and like in-state things as well.
Hmm.
And like if you're going to college to get a good job that can earn you that type of money, it is 100% worth it. Things in any STEM career, computer science, engineering, and then like business, like any of the sciences if you want to get an upper level degree. But if you're going into something that doesn't matter as much, like English, if you're going for like English or communications and you're not trying to be like an English teacher,
It's kind
that's
of a
the
waste of
same thing as
time.
not having a degree, and that's going to put you so, especially if you don't do well at like good as well, that's going to put you in the same
He
it's
said
going to put you in
that's
the
like
same
not
place
having a
as where you
degree. I'm
are
fucking
now.
dead.
It's the same thing as not having a degree, but then you also got 100K in debt, which that's when you get fucked. And I think the number one priority at college is making sure you perform so you can keep the doors open and get a job that actually allows you to earn more.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like taking on that amount of debt is definitely a risk.
Yeah, and that would be like the picture
But
I'd paint, like where college is not applicable. Like if somebody does not want to take on that amount of debt or like can't see
mhm,
themselves working a job, and then like what's your idea of success? You know, like what's the end goal in
mhm.
life? What do you want?
Are you
I'm just
asking
using.
me
Yeah, I'm
specifically,
gonna use you
or
as an example real quick. Sorry for putting you on the spot.
no worries? I want like having enough money and enough time so that I can do what I want and be with the people I want and not being bound overly by a lack of money or a lack of time. Well, I mean, I know that's super vague, but
No, that's like a common thing that you hear though. That's what most people
like
say, like
like
something about
in
money or
terms
wanting
of that,
freedom or time.
yeah. But in terms of that, like in order to get the same amount of money with a college degree, you have to be putting in twice the amount of time if you just want to get a high school degree.
Well, I'd say like if you want to have enough money or time to like live your life and be happy and take care of those around you, I don't think a job's gonna give it to you.
Well, it depends
Uh,
because um like working or you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah, like I'm just
I
using my job
think
right now to start a business.
yeah, I think that whatever field people are looking at is it's always going to be or like you're always going to need more money than you're bringing in with like any job to
Yeah.
like live super comfortably how people want. And so I think you're going to take some extra work anyways, but it's much easier when you're bringing in more money with a better job. So like even in terms of these goals, like if you're not in college, if you want to make it worth yourself, you have to put in more work to get to the point where you're making like that 80K a year for it to like make sense.
For it to make sense.
For yeah, for because makes sense in like the very like macro scale, like would you do this or not? Because you're like this is giving you'll work hard in college, you'll work hard out of college, you'll work your time in a job either way. Like
Is that how it
you'll be
has to be?
spend is that how it has to be?
Yeah.
No. You can not work outside of college. You can not work in college and get fucked. You can not work once you get out of college.
No, I'm saying there's like another
Like
option besides college. You know, you.
no, but I agree with you. But that option, what you're competing with, is someone who goes to school and then just gets a job that sets them up with like 80K a year.
Yeah,
So
they go to a
you
corporation and then they go make 80K a year. What if I start a business and fucking sell fucking shampoo or something, bro? And then now I'm hiring the engineer to go, the chemical engineer to chemically engineer my shampoo. I hire his ass for 80K, and then I fucking make like fucking 300,000 off his ass yearly.
but that you're a
What
lot less likely to succeed doing that than um you are just going to college and getting a job like that because
I don't think you'd be likely to succeed if you invest in your education like in other ways, you know, like through reading books, courses, or like the internet has a plethora of free knowledge. You could hire people who are just who are literally just successful in like what you want to do, and you could just do take after them.
I agree with that, but most people
Yeah, that was also
don't
another argument too.
most people
Most people.
don't spend as much time or money on their education than they would going to college, and I think that's really where the difference is because
Most people stop learning out after college.
most people who don't go to college are not spending 60 hours a week learning like I am. Or even if you're like putting in the bare minimum, maybe like 30 hours. Like these kids are working like maybe like part-time or full-time jobs. Like I mean I don't know, you're working fucking overtime, but
Yeah, it's just a few
I,
hours
I know
overtime, and I got
still
shit on the
like
side.
you have to work more so you don't have as much time to learn as I do.
Well, see, it was like a point that Tristan Tate said. He was all like, he's read like over 1,000 books, whatever the fuck. He's all like, it's kind of like the Ty Lopez thing. It's kind of just like a waste of time. Like if I were to sit here and be like, I kind of said in a video, I was like, you know, read an hour a day or some shit like that. I believe that's kind of a waste of time. Like if I'm like trying to read an hour a day so I could get business experience, I'd probably get more. I'd get a lot more business experience if I were to like take 30 minutes out of that hour and then go work on my business.
Well,
Or
I
like
agree
actually go
with
do
that.
the shit that I need to get
And
done, you know, make the
And I
website.
also think that the amount you'll learn on your own time if you actually put in the same amount of hours as school is going to be greater if you just do it by yourself.
And you like know what your end goal is too.
And I've realized that myself if like I ever define an end goal and work towards it, I'm gonna learn a lot more than I expected and I'll get there like on time if not quicker.
Yep.
And because like when you know what you want versus someone else telling you like you're going to be a lot more able to focus more. It's just even most people don't have the motivation or like long-term goals to actually have that much interest in education
Yeah.
where like even if they were doing it on their own and it was more effective, it still would be less than spending 4 years in a college.
Yeah, because people like to bullshit. This is the like
Mhm.
lifestyle that I was talking about is like literally, it's not for everybody. It's not for like 90% of people.
I gotta go to the bathroom now, so I'm
You
gonna be
go do
back with
that. I'm
you.
gonna
But
talk some points out
yeah,
real quick.
I'm gonna let you talk your points, and I'm gonna let you talk about yourself more and like why you think your path is good.
Wait, why I'm what? Uh,
Like, argue against college.
oh,
Go.
all right, guys. College guys, I'm about to hate on this shit. All right, guys. What I will say for college, college only if entrepreneurs. Okay, college. Don't go to college only if entrepreneurship is for you. I just said 90% of people, this shit is not for you. It you probably be better off going to college, getting the degree, like JaVinci was saying. Put yourself in the 100K, 250K in debt, secure the high paying job of like almost 100K a year. You'd start off at 80K. I'm pretty sure you'd work your way up to over 100K with inflation. But like what college is, it's for security. So if you want more security in your life, then I would say, buckle down, go to university. If Because like for me, I'm starting a business. I told you, this stupid ass little product right here that I'm trying out. If like let's say I everything's going good, and then I one day I like fuck some shit up or something. Like the whole business could be taken away from me just like that. If you have like your degree, you could go to any job. Most of the times, they'll take you over somebody like me with just a high school degree. Like yeah, let's say like my business just were to fall through. Some bullshit happens, and then like I'm just put out of business. Like let's say I like invested in a deal, it was going good at first, and then the person I invested with just fell out and like didn't produce on their part, and then like it screwed me over in the long run, and I go out of business. I'd have to go back to work, right? Let's say that happens in 4 years when JaVinci here graduates, and then we both like apply to the same company. They would literally just pick him just like that, and I'd be screwed out of a like 80K a year job. So that's like when college is for you. Um, I wrote down another point. College is for you. Da da da. If applying for a job that's not entry, a degree will get you the job. We already said that. College students make over 1 million in their lives by the age of 64. So college students make over $1 million by the age of 64. This is like a bit of a personal story, but my grandmother, I think she's like 65. She like turned 65 last year or something. But anyway, she retired this month, and I was listening to what she said about her retirement. She was all like, I finally made it to retirement," but she's like, "I don't know what to do." She's all like, "All my friends, they're too old. They can't walk." She's like, "I want to go play golf, but like, yeah, none of my friends could go walk that far and play golf with me." And it's like, so you want to work your whole life all the way to 65 just to retire, and then when you finally retire, you're enjoying the money, you have your family around you, whatever the hell. You're too old to enjoy any of it. You're fucking like another point I wrote, making 100K. Let's say you fucking graduate college, you make 100K a year now. You would have to work for literally 25 to 55 years to get enough money to without spending a dime to get yourself like a. Oh wait, no, that's for like a Bugatti. Let's get a more affordable car, a Ferrari, a fucking
A
a Lam-
Bugatti?
a Ferrari, a Lamborghini. It's like 250K to 500K. You would have to work 2.5 to 5 or 6 years without spending a dime to even afford that supercar, and that 100K is pre-tax. That's not saying you haven't even gotten taxed yet. So like it's more like 60K, 70K. But
Fucking what color is your Bugatti?
what color is your fucking Bugatti? My Lexus is gray.
Some fucking toxic shit.
uh, what else was I saying? If applying to a job that's not entry, yeah, you'll get the job. Uh, but that's like only if entrepreneurship is not for you, because like I could get screwed over. Like I said, if I do an investment, it falls out, I'm screwed over out of my company. I have to go work again. I'm stuck back. I'm like right back at 30K a year. 30, 40K a year. I'm screwed out of my money. So that's like kind of the bad thing about not having a college degree. At any point in time, if you have that degree and you go to the right job, you could probably go secure yourself a nice 80 to 90K a year, just like that. I do believe you can learn more from just in general, like books, courses, other people than you could in college, but it all depends on what you want to do. If you want to be a doctor, you obviously can't just walk up to a doctor and be like, "Hey, teach me your practices," and then now you're a doctor. You have to go to college. You have to study the biology. You have to study the human body. You have to learn all the theories and shit. Then you go to medical practice. Then you resident all that shit. So, welcome back.
Yeah.
I went on a huge rant, bro, when you were gone, bro.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that. Um, I think I want to now start going into like a couple scenarios to like more explain like nuances of when college makes sense rather than like
Some
overarching
theoreticals.
scenarios. Yeah. So first one, kind of piggybacking off what you said, like you want to go into like a professional thing, law, medicine, whatever the other ones are,
Uh,
like
Science.
psychiatry or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
science.
science. You have to go to college to get a degree or to get a job in that field, and you have to go to upper level education.
Unless you're like a mad
So,
scientist in your basement, just studying books and making contraptions and shit, bro.
and I mean, even then, you have a job that's reliant on some social standing and some credibility of your ability to work and be trusted in that field.
Yeah,
And
like if you
because of that,
publish
you
something and you don't have any degrees, saying like I got my PhD here at this
yeah,
institution.
if you want to be an academic and you try to publish something without a degree, you're just going to be respected as any other book author,
Or a blog on the
which like
internet.
which can work, but or a blog on the internet, yeah. But give it having a PhD or any other higher level degree definitely adds to the credibility. And in terms of becoming a doctor or a lawyer, like that is what gives you the credibility to actually say like I know how to do this and have people actually respect you and be willing to pay you that more extra because of that. So for that person, no brainer.
And I'd like my doctor to like know the basic anatomy of the human body.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like him
Like
to just be guessing off trial and
if
error.
someone if you walked up and you're like, "Hey, you're going under the knife today," the person who's going to be doing on a surgery from you has a high school diploma, but it's okay. He's been doing practice for 5 years.
Yeah, it'd be like, yeah, he's just been working here 3 years,
You're
bro.
like,
He's been watching
I'm
everything.
out.
And I'll be like,
I'm
yeah,
out.
nah. Get your ass up, bro. Get out of there.
And so for if you're trying to get any like professional degree, it's definitely worth it. If you have no idea what you want to do in your life and you have at least enough money to afford getting through college without like
Sinking.
thinking, yeah, and you can actually make that take that risk up front, it's definitely worth it because if you don't have any idea what to do outside of college, you're going to be wasting your time as well.
Yeah.
Might as well waste your time making more money.
Waste your
And
time making money. That's not time wasted.
also more opportunities to explore yourself, figure out what you like. Maybe you even if like you start out and you don't know what the heck you're going to do, you have more time and more opportunities to really figure out if you find a passion, and then you can actually like in those 4 years spending the time to make it so you can actually make that a valuable skill that's marketable and can bring in income for you.
And raise your intrinsic value.
Yes. And then next person, this is the lazy bum guy who does not spend his time well. He's going to be spending 30 hours a week playing video games, whether he's in or out of college, with no real goals defined.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that's a sad reality. People actually they
He's
live like
he's
this,
not
guys.
doing he's not going to do anything outside of college, and inside of college, he's just going to build up debt.
So it'd be a waste
So
of time for him.
it'd be a waste of time and money, and the only thing that would be good beneficial for that person would stay outside of college and spend the time to fix their mental health and their mentality so they can actually
If they ever get to that point.
develop like skills to do that.
And it's sad, bro. I know people like that. Like I literally send them free books to like help their life, and they haven't like I know for a fact they haven't opened them or touched them. They just sit there
Mhm.
on the video games and shit, and they don't go forward in life, you know. And like yeah, if you like you said, if they were to go to college, that would even they'd be more focused on going home to play fucking League of Legends than they would the whatever they're learning for whatever degree. So it'd probably be a waste of
And
time.
those are most of the people that are the reason why that high school diploma average is much lower.
Hmm.
Um, because like there are people like you who are working like fucking overtime at a pretty good
Just
paying job as
45 to
well.
50 hours. It's not that much. There's actually people there who work like
Really?
60 to 70 hours, bro, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing here all
Oh
this
well,
time, bro?
you're working the fucking graveyards anyways,
Yeah,
so it seems like
it's just
you're good.
overnight, so I just hate my life, but it's
You're
pretty
given a lot
normal.
of time.
I got plenty of time, guys. I got lots of free time. I just need to quit bitching.
You're definitely, I mean, you like even to my point there, like you're still working like you said like 45, 50 hours a week and you still got free time to do shit.
People will be like, I don't have time. It's like, bro, open up your phone app right now on your phone
Yeah.
and look at where all your time is
Just
going.
check the fucking screen time. It's gonna say
It's be like,
4 to 6 hours a day, I bet
you're
you.
like, oh shit, and then you scroll through the apps. Instagram,
Mhm.
1 hour. TikTok, 1.5 hours. Books, 5 minutes.
Pretty much. So, um, yes, for that person who's pretty lost, the best thing you can do is just put in your time to fix your mentality and like find your path. Then the next person, I think,
What
is
about the guy who wants
going
the
to be
Ferrari?
well, if you want anything with money, the best bet to do is go to college.
So if I want a
Um,
Ferrari, I should go to college. All right,
yes.
there's doctors with Ferraris, but like, what if I want a Ferrari like before the time I'm 40?
Well, like it depends. I'll get there in a. I don't think it's about that money because there's a million different ways to get that amount of money. You can fucking scam somebody for $1 million and then buy a Ferrari that way, and that
I'm about to
could
go
take a
credit card
week.
scamming, guys. It's like we don't condone
And
that
you
here.
can do that. There are always these different ways to make money. Like it could be fucking dealing or some shit. And like I don't know too much about like how much money that brings in, but
I'd
it's
say
probably a bit.
start try and make some money online and
No, yeah. And but then if you have somewhat of an interest in like any professional like world like I do, I'd say it's worth it to go to college because um well, I'm gonna go to our two scenarios next.
yeah.
Someone motivated and like motivated will put in the hard work and has some inclination to this. I think for me it's probably better it is because it'll just like up my odds of succeeding in life rather than like not going. Then I guess for you, you are someone motivated who's hardworking but doesn't really have any interest in higher education stuff.
I would have been a biologist if I were to continue college, but yeah, no. I like biology, guys.
Also like biology.
Biology go hard. It's just interesting.
It's the only science that's interesting.
Yeah, because it's about you.
And I don't know if that's why I'd say, but if you're someone who's really has no motivation for upper level school in specific, but you are a driven person, I think it depends still. Like if you can actually make it through college and figure something out that'll give you like a good earning into the future, it's worth doing that. But if you have there's no way you can do that, you absolutely hate it, but you can succeed otherwise, it's probably worth taking the time to explore it.
Yeah.
And just know that you're going to be competing against people who do have college degrees in life. So, like, what are you going to do to give it so that you provide more value than them in any certain space? Because honestly, at the end of the day, like the amount of money you bring in is based off the amount of value you provide.
That's true.
And you're starting without a college degree, you're starting at a lower level. So you got to find some other way to make a lot of money, whether that is taking the higher risk and successfully starting a business or doing something like that. But that takes a lot more work on yourself, and it does. Businesses do have a potential for higher earnings, and then there's also no guarantee that you can't just do a business once you're out of college with more knowledge. That rhymed.
I can get the
But
knowledge from a book.
like if you actually put in the time and you're putting in like 60 hours a week or something for your future and you're seriously disciplined about how you spend your money, how you spend your time, how you're learning, I think you definitely can find success outside of college.
Okay.
But um honestly, I think for most people it's probably beneficial with how our society's built right now and knowing that most people
Don't have the
like
drive or
probably don't work
discipline.
as hard as us and don't have as much drive,
Yeah.
which like it's a little sad to say, but like you kind of got to play the game to win a bit, and like completely rejecting that, you might just get fucked.
Don't hate the player, bro. Hate the game.
Yep.
If I were to sit here and ignore the game, bro, I'd be another loser. Shit. Oh
That's
yeah.
that's fucking facts.
What?
Wow. If you're trying to be that person who's like, I don't care, I don't compete, I don't hate the game, that used to be me.
Oh yeah,
But
Sam. I used to be like, I don't care.
if you don't care about the game, if you're not trying to play the game, you're just another fucking loser, whether you admit it or not.
Yeah, it's just a cope, bro.
That is bar. Yeah, it's coping.
No coping over
Well,
here.
well said, well said.
Thank you, thank you.
And honestly, I came into this kind of thinking that like college is less worth it than I thought. But like honestly, like looking it over with you more now, I think like it's probably a lot more worth it for the average person.
Oh, 100%.
And it's only when your work ethic and you actually have a goal to find outside of college when like that very specific case when not going to college is actually worth it.
Yeah, but like for the
And
average high school
if you're in like
student staying right
if
now,
you're
like
like
I don't
the
want to
average
go.
high school student, it's going to be way more worth it to go to college and actually get your foot off the ground.
Just like immediately though, would you say that?
Um, yes, unless you have absolutely no motivation to, and then it's worth taking time off to figure out what the hell you want to do.
I wouldn't say take time off, but like maybe go into the workforce or some shit, just like for a little bit. See, go for like a year and be like, all right, this is ass. Let me
Yeah,
go. Let me go to college now. Let
yeah,
me go
yeah, I
do.
mean, if you don't want to go to college, don't go to college, and then spend a year working. Realize like either, hey, I enjoy this, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like I'm gonna try to fucking level up within this company I'm working, and like from a college person, like really just try to get as high as I can and like do that. Or you're gonna realize, hey, working with no college degree, doing like entry level labor
Going to
is
McDonald's, bro, flipping the hamburgers.
I'm not trying to be a McDonald's manager. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like the only
gonna
position you
decide
could
to go to
take.
college. And that's like the I mean that's part of the figuring yourself out, either that or like some mental health work, which
Just
I
reading.
definitely need to get on making some videos on because that's something I'm pretty outspoken about, and I think people are like
I
neglecting a
need to
lot.
hop back on my mental health. I feel like for the last few days I've been slacking on my gratitude journaling.
Gratitude.
Yeah, like just journaling about like what I'm grateful for, what I did, and then like spending a couple minutes to journal out like the shit that I need to get done for the day for like just getting my thoughts straight. But I've been slacking
Hmm.
on it, and I feel like it's really been affecting my mental health. Like now that
Hmm.
like after now that it's been like 2 weeks where I've like been on and off journaling, not really. It's been like I kind of just
Yeah.
could feel like I feel different. I'm not like just this happy, positive person ready to take charge anymore. I'm just all like, yeah, I'll do shit later. I'm starting to get lazy, bro. Complacent. It's not cool. You journal
And
it out.
then I guess another aspect of this college debate I'm kind of interested in exploring is like work ethic and how much time people can put in and seeing how much going to college actually benefits people at like different levels.
Like you
So
want
it
to like make your own study or something?
or like no, just like thinking about it, or I hope there would be a study about this. Like if you can put in 20 hours of work a week, 30, 40, 50, 60, at what point does college become I think it's going to be, I mean, because college is built around a 40-hour work week.
Yeah.
If you can work less than that normally at like your max, college is probably going to be a worse investment for you. But then going to the other end, like with the amount, like when people become like fucking machines, they work all the time. They can
Just
literally just do
constant
anything and
work.
get anything done. At what point does like the benefits of college just start to
Become
um
a detriment, waste of time.
not even become a detriment, just like
You
not be a good use of time because
you
it's
could be
like
producing more.
yeah, spending time to learn is never time wasted,
That's true.
but like at the end of the day, like if you're spending 4 years to do that and you're like some productivity god, which I definitely am not, like working 120 hours a week or something,
Oh hell no.
like the amount of shit you could do, like, and the amount of earnings you could bring in definitely outseed what college does for you.
That'd be an interesting point. I'd say
And
around.
I kind of want to see like just because I'm curious about it, like it is like when it how productive do you have to be for college? Like not like the benefits of it to kind of even out again, because and then I know most people when they don't have someone else like expecting things of them, they normally become really unproductive.
Yeah.
Myself included. That's why I try to keep myself busy, and that's why I'm working while I'm on break part time.
Just trying to stay busy. Yeah, I feel because when you take some time off, it
It's
it kind of
like
messes you up.
yeah, the first I'd say 3 to 5 days of not doing anything and having a break feels fucking amazing.
Yeah, but then it's just
Like
like, what am I doing?
I have no responsibilities. I can spend my time just relaxing all the time. And then like after 5 days, at least for me, I start getting depressed and it's like I'm just wasting my time not doing anything. What am I supposed to do, you know?
Yeah, I know, because like I really hate getting on Snapchat or like TikTok or anything. So I'm just all like, this is such a waste of time, bro. And then I'll immediately be happy if I like get up, take the dog outside, or like go for a drive, go walk downtown or something like that. Like I just feel happier because it's like I'm doing something, you know. It's not being on
It's
social
hard though
media.
because there's so much more friction to like do things that actually benefit you than there
Hmm.
is for like going online and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it gets people hooked on spending time on their phone and then not enjoying the other stuff as much.
Like, what do you
So
mean?
like it's easy and your brain wants you to do this versus like doing the hard thing that's better for long term.
Oh yeah.
Like going on a walk, like it's you're gonna say like it's cold outside, like I don't need to, I did exercise this morning versus like sitting on your phone. Okay, I
Yeah,
got no
I could sit
problems.
here on my phone all day, but I could play chess, I could read
And
books, I could
like
fucking
yeah,
watch YouTube.
people get when they got no time to do anything. This is what it's talking about. Like without that goal, especially outside of college, like you're just gonna end up wasting your time because
Yeah, then you
like
just be like, I guess I'll chill on my phone.
fucking internet companies make it so easy to do that now.
Yeah, versus if you had like a goal, you'd be like, I can't be on my phone right now. I need to get my ass in the gym, get the six pack. I need to be able to bench 250.
And then this is kind of a funny story.
What?
I was driving and it kind of realized like made me realize like how dependent I am on my phone. And so I was driving a friend home from work a couple days ago,
Yeah.
and then I got to his house and like dropped him off, and I was like, all right, I know how to get to his house, but I don't know how to get home. I'm just gonna put it into Google Maps and I'll be fine.
I feel that
Which
pain,
like
bro.
Google Maps has never failed me, but
What if one day it does?
no, like it's not Google Maps that fails you, it's the phone. And so I drop him off, then I try to put it in, and I see on my phone SIM card error,
Uh,
which I later fixed by turning it off and turning it back on again. So I should have done that in the first place, but I thought SIM card error like literally meant something wrong with the hardware, like it was fried.
Nah, bro, it's
And I
just
was
your
like,
connection, bro.
okay, like turning it off and on won't fix this. So then I was like, shit, how do I get home? Ended up having to ask his dad how to get back to like the big highway, how to get home, which was like,
Yeah, that's how it was done back in the day. You'd be like, "Hey,
I
give me
mean, that's how it's done
directions to
back in the day.
interstate, blah blah
And
blah."
yeah, and he definitely helped me back, which I'm very thankful for. But like the amount of panic that happened when like my phone wasn't working, and it's like, shit, I don't have cellular data. I can't get home. Like
Like, oh, my whole life just shut down, bro. What the fuck am I
yeah,
about to
that kind of
do?
shows like how much you take it for granted. Like literally just having that much information
Just
whenever
at
the
your,
fuck you want.
yeah, it's like having a map and you're just right there, bro. Like back in the
Hmm.
day, people literally walk around with fucking maps in the car. The passenger would be like,
Oh,
"Yeah, I
we
think we're."
still got that one. Like the almanac, like this state's fucking Delaware, flip to page 7 for
Yeah, bro,
Tennessee.
that fucking map, bro, for like road trips and shit. It'd be like, I
Uh
think we got like 8 miles, and you're all like, bruh.
I wish there was instead of doing it by pages, I wish there was just a giant unfoldable map
What's up, T Rev?
that that had the whole US on it,
Oh
and
yeah,
you can just fucking like you go like and then you got like California on one side, then like New York over here, and you're like, you just gotta follow this line for 2,000 miles.
yep, this line right here. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, but damn, it's crazy. It's just one highway. I hope you're having a good night too, T Rev, bro. I'm wishing you the best. He stopped by, bro. That means the most.
Hmm.
Huh. Damn, bro, that was a pretty hella good conversation.
Hmm. I
I hope
mean, how are you feeling? Like final thoughts on it? Because I mean,
about
I think
college
into it, like I've definitely changed my mind a little much, like more for it, if anything.
for like
Just
going to
like
for college.
yeah, playing out different scenarios
After
and
talking about it and thinking about it, my bad. Go ahead, finish.
and realizing that college is really only not worth it if you're one of the extremes of like you don't do any work or
You do too
you
much.
do such an insane amount of work. Like everybody in the middle, like college is most likely going to be worth it.
Yeah.
And even for you, I'd probably say so as well, but we're probably close to the point where like we could also spend that much time doing stuff on our own if we're motivated to.
If nothing distracts me like social media
But yeah,
or
what are
World of
your final
Warcraft.
thoughts on that?
Well, now that I've talked about it and laid out my thoughts, I would always be like, yeah, college is a waste of time, guys. Don't go to college. You can learn more out of a book. But upon pondering it and reflecting, most of the people, they're not geared out for the entrepreneur life. So yeah, going to college and just getting the degree and securing yourself a nice job, that's probably the best bet for like your average person or like somebody who won't fuck off their college degree. But like if you're just going to college being like, my parents are making me go, I don't have a plan in life. I really just don't fucking care, or like you just don't go. Uh, People like that exist. I don't know what else to say. But like I kind of like felt like I like further defined the line between like colleges for you. You would rather play League of Legends 30 hours a day. College probably isn't for you. What is for you is probably just working at that McDonald's job, making your fucking $800 a week and then going home and just paying the bills and just doing that. Maybe like the just like average guy, I'd be like, don't work at McDonald's, don't work at fucking UPS. Take your ass to college. Go get your 120K position year. Go learn software development or like IT or fucking science. And then there's if there's like an entrepreneur who like actually is like really driven, I'd be like, don't waste your time. Don't waste 4 years going to college. Don't put yourself in that debt. Make the money first, and then like test your business out. See what you're capable of, and if you realize building a business for is not for you, or it's too stressful for you, or all that shit, then take your ass back to college.
Why the fuck not? Like also that is even like another aspect of it. Like if you decide you don't want to go to college now, like that doesn't mean it's off the table for 10 years from now if you decide.
Yeah.
And there's always enough time to like turn your life around no matter what. Like depending on what people think about it.
As long as you start today.
Yeah.
Start today,
And
guys.
start today, actually be productive. Or start tomorrow because it's late.
Yeah,
Start
it is
today by
8
going to
p.m.,
sleep.
but
Start today by going to sleep.
oh shit, yep,
But
get well rested.
I think like a good final like analysis on this is like fucking Hamza because he tells the story a lot and I know you watch him. I know
Yeah,
I've
probably
watched him like a lot in the
a
past.
lot of people who probably watch Self Improvement watch him.
Mm. But he's like one of those people who originally went to college like absolutely like wasted his time there
He
and
went there,
then
partied.
went out of college, got a job that he could have gotten without a degree,
He
and
probably
then
didn't get a good like you said. He probably
yeah,
didn't go for the right degree, and then it was like not having one in the
he
first
went
place.
he went to get a degree, failed at getting a degree pretty
Oh, that's what
much,
happened.
then realized that he could only get the jobs that he couldn't get without college. So he pretty much did waste his time there.
Because he
And
got like an
then
entry, like the worst degree you could get. It was like a
yeah,
fucking IEP or
and then
something.
fucking like after that he realized that he didn't want to like spend his life doing that type of stuff. So he took his own time and started working for that. And only it took working jobs that were like kind of dead end type of shit for him to find the motivation to actually put in the time and like turn his life around. And that wasn't something he learned through college. That's something he learned through like real work experience. So I would probably argue that it's like it wasn't beneficial for him to go to college. But then
Well, he was driven for like he already knew he didn't want to go to university. He was just kind of
yeah,
there
and then
for parties and shit.
like he was originally someone who was that like lower end, like he's not doing shit, college is a waste of time.
Yeah.
And then he found some motivation into that to go to the other end, you know.
Yeah, through his like work experience. That's why I say like
And
don't go right into college after school. You know, maybe
mhm.
go flip burgers
So
at
yeah, if
McDonald's, get
you
that experience.
if you don't have that work experience or if you don't have that work ethic and you're not going to be able to successfully get through college, it's definitely worth the time to not waste your money doing that.
Yeah, true. Because like putting yourself 60K in debt for a degree, you could give a fuck less about for a job that you know you're not even gonna go work. Waste of time and money, and time's more important than money. Don't forget that.
It's
Time's the most valuable asset, bro. Shit, bro. Huh.
wasted most.
Can't be wasting time out here. Shit. Is it your weekend right now?
Well, I work today. I'm working tomorrow, but it is
That
the
is
weekend.
oh Sigma grind set. Why you work Sundays, bro?
Because I got asked to switch, and I say yes
Sabi.
to any days I'm given.
That's I feel that Sabi.
I mean, I don't give a fuck about Sigma grind set. Is like, if I'm not doing anything and I got the opportunity to work, I'm going to. And that doesn't even mean like I can't do stuff because I might be trying to like plan something with friends after that. And like just because I pick up a shift that ends at 5 on Sunday doesn't mean I can like I'm going to sleep after that or the day's wasted.
Yeah, true
Like
that.
I still got what is it like 5 to 10 to like be social and shit.
Must be nice, bro. I get off work. It's like fucking 9 a.m. I'm just like everybody's at work.
Well, you go from like dusk till dawn or some shit.
Yeah, then I wake up and I'm like, oh damn, I got 2 hours, bro. It's like fucking 6 p.m.
Yeah,
It's rough. But damn, bro.
that's all I really got about the college shit.
Yeah, that's all I
So
can really say about the college shit. We drew a line. We figured out when college is applicable. So if you guys watch the whole stream, I hope you guys got something out of that conversation. I need to edit this. I need to pay a video editor to like fucking edit this up into key points, bro, and then fucking post this
and the
shit.
last one.
What?
And you're still trying to the New Year's. Actually, no, the New Year's one is probably past, but
Yeah, that one's kind of past. I feel
this
like it
this
was
one,
we didn't really
you could
like.
definitely end it up for
Yeah,
the
I feel like we
future.
didn't come to like a conclusion at the last one, so I feel like it was just kind of random. And then we brought Cryo on, and then we were just talking about esports shit.
Yeah, it happens though.
Yeah, but hey, this one was a pretty good conversation. I was fucking with this. All right, hey everybody, I'm gonna end the stream. I hope y'all got something out of this. Stay productive today. Drop a like on my damn stream. Yep, and go check out JaVinci's YouTube channel. He needs to be uploading some videos. Go comment on his video and call him a slacker. All right, guys.